Good morning, children. Welcome to your SST class. Today we are going to discuss Geography Lesson 9, India Climate. For understanding the climatic conditions, first we have to understand difference between weather and climate. Children, weather is the daily state of atmosphere at a place. Means weather can change unexpectedly any time during the day. On the other hand, climate remains for a very long time. The average weather pattern at a place for more than 30 years or so is called its climate. So, climate remains the same for a very long span of time, whereas weather keeps changing. It runs for a very short time and climate remains same for a very long time. This is the major difference between weather of a place and climate of a place. A region could have tropical climate, temperate climate, extreme or equable climate. Tropical climate means warm and humid. Temperate climate means climate which is moderate, which is neither too hot nor too cold. Extreme means the temperature which can go, when the temperature can go to extreme, then the climate is like that. For example, summers are very extremely hot, winters are extremely cold. And equable climate, when the weather difference between summer and winter is not so much, it is not very much different, it is quite equal, then it is equable climate. So India is located within the tropical and the subtropical latitudes and is influenced by the monsoon winds. Means we have read in the previous chapter, equator, the prime meridian, passes through the center of India. The upper part, the northern part, comes in the category of tropical latitude, whereas the lower part, the southern part, is considered as the subtropical latitude, and it is overall influenced by the monsoon winds. And India comes in the category of tropical monsoon type. India is a subcontinent, means India has a large place, it covers a large area of the whole world. It has a separate land mass with the Himalayan in its north and the Indian peninsula in its south. And its south side is surrounded by Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and the Bay of Bengal. India's location and its physical features play an important role in determining its climate. And to further understand the climate of India more clearly, we have to go through some important factors. These important factors are latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, relief features, mountains and hills, upper air currents and prevailing winds. First of all, the first factor we have is latitude. Children, India lies between the latitude of 8 degree north to 37 degree north. In the previous chapter, in the chapter of longitude and latitude, we read about latitude. Latitudes, these are the parallel that runs from west to east direction. And India is in the northeastern hemisphere. And there it lies between the latitude of 8 degree north to 37 degree north. That's why India has tropical and subtropical climate. As India lies near the equator, that's why it has hot temperature in India. The temperature is warm. The climate of a place depends on its distance from the equator. So as I told you, India lies near the equator line. That's why the temperature in India is considered as tropical climate, which is warm and humid kind of condition climate. Delhi in the north, being further away from the equator, has hot summers and cold winters, and Chandigarh has warm summers and cold winters. Second point is altitude. Altitude means height. Altitude denotes height. So the temperature of a place also depends on its altitude. You must have seen or you must have observed whenever you go to any hilly area, there the temperature is very cool and cozy. Why it is like this? Because that place is at height, that is a hilly place. That's why the climate is cool and pleasant there. For every 165 centimeter there is a drop in temperature of 1 degree Celsius. And for this place, the areas like Shimla, Ooty remain cool throughout the year. And Ooty in the Nilgiri Hills and Kodaikanal in Tamil Nadu remains cool, although Tamil Nadu is very close to the equator. Now distance from the sea. Next factor is distance from the sea. That is, this factor is also very important in affecting the climate in many ways as the distance from the sea, because these areas are considered as the coastline areas. Places located in the coastal areas have a moderate temperature throughout the year. This is because the sea has a moderating influence. As a result, in such places like Chennai and Mumbai, there is not much variation in temperature throughout the year. So the places like Chennai and Mumbai, their temperature remains same throughout the year, whether it is summer or winters. There is not much difference in the temperature of that area. That is why it is called as moderate temperature, because they are not far away from the sea. These are the coastal areas, and that's why these areas enjoy a kind of equable climate. As we move away from the coastal areas, variation in temperature can be observed. For example, it can be seen in Delhi and Bhopal, where there is extreme climate with very hot summers and very cold winters. Next factor is relief features. Under the category of relief features, we observe hills and mountains. So, India has a tropical monsoon climate due to Himalayan mountain ranges. In India, the climate is what kind of tropical monsoon climate? The Himalayas obstruct the cold Siberian winds. As a result, our winters are not so severe. Because Himalaya mountain, when the cold Siberian winds obstruct the Himalaya mountain, it creates a kind of blockage for it, and that's why those cold winds do not enter India, and that's why our winters are not severely cold winters. It is not extremely cold. It is not like -degree. Moreover, moisture-laden winds have to shed their moisture in India. But what happens when such kind of winds, they strike from mountain ranges, Himalayan mountain ranges, they shed their moisture in India, means then rainfall takes place. This is because the Himalayas prevent the monsoon winds from blowing into Central Asia, because by striking of Siberian winds from Himalaya, these winds, Himalaya prevent the monsoon winds from blowing into Central Asia, and then the winds, whatever the moisture the winds carry, they shed there and rainfall occurs. India gets rains in June, July and the month of August whereas the other side of Himalayas remains rainless, because there those kind of winds, they do not go there, they do not pass on there. That's why rainfall comes here before Himalayas. The Western Ghats influence the rainfall in Western India. Similarly, in Western India, there are Western Ghats. The Western Ghats means mountain ranges in the western part of India, which influence the rainfall. Like in northern part, Himalaya mountain ranges influence the rainfall. They force the rain-bearing winds to shed their moisture over the western slopes. And similarly, in the western slopes, these Western Ghats, they obstruct the winds and their rainfall takes place. They shed their moisture on the western slope. For this reason, Mumbai facing the Arabian Sea gets heavy rainfall. That's why the winds passing over the Arabian Sea do heavy rainfall in Mumbai. Places to the east of Western Ghats, whereas the places which are from east side, which are away from the Western Ghats like Pune, receive very low rainfall. Next point is winds. Monsoon are seasonal winds which blow in a fixed direction during a particular season and bring rainfall with it. Now monsoon season is going on, and monsoon has the greatest impact on climate. Winds blowing in from the northwest during the winter months causes cold waves in North India, and hot and dry winds in summer blow over northern plains. Means over the northern plains in summer season, hot and dry winds blow, and that cause a great increase in temperature. We all know very well that in summer, that has the month which has just gone, as in May and June especially, the winds are very hot on northern plains. The wind blows that is very hot, which is called as loo also, L-O-O, loo. Next point is the cycle of seasons. As we have studied about climate follows a regular cycle during the year, children, and it is the revolution of the earth around the sun that causes changes in the seasons. So how does change in seasons occur? It is the revolution of earth around the sun that causes changes in seasons. The annual cycle in India goes through 4 major seasons: winter, summer, then advancing monsoon that we call rainy season, and retreating monsoon, that is autumn. First is winter. Winter is the cold weather season which starts from middle of November and continues till the middle of March. Winter is very severe in North India as compared to South India. Means in comparison to South India, we North Indian face more cold temperature in winters. The temperature in northernmost parts would be 0 degrees Celsius or below. Means near Himalayan ranges, in hilly areas like in Shimla and in Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, sometimes the temperature goes below 0 degrees Celsius also. And the average temperature during winter remains in northern plains is 10 to 15 degrees Celsius during daytime. In winter, we also experience chilly breeze and dry weather. This happens because at low temperature, high pressure zone builds up in North India. Means when the temperature is low, then the air pressure gets high. There is a reverse relationship between temperature and pressure, children. When temperature is low, air pressure will be high. When temperature is high, air pressure will be low. So as In India, in winter season, in northern plains, the temperature is low. At that time, there chilly breeze and such kind of breeze blows because the air pressure is very high at that time. And this causes cool dry winds to blow from north to the low pressure zone. Where is low pressure zone? It is in south where temperature is high, and that's why winds blow from land to sea, means winds blow from north side to south side. In north side pressure is high, in south side pressure is low. There is a light rainfall during winter. The general weather in this season is very fine. Sky remains clear and the breeze is light. Then next is summer. The hot weather season remains from the middle of March to June. The rays of the sun are vertical along the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. We find the temperature rising from the middle of the March. Means from the middle of the March the temperature starts getting high. The temperature increases from the south to the north. Summer comes earlier in the state of south. Our south states receives summer season earlier than the states in northern side. In March, the temperature is about 30 degrees Celsius. In Delhi, at the same time in Deccan it is about 38 degrees Celsius. So in Deccan, which is in south side, their temperature is 38 degrees Celsius, whereas in north, in Delhi, the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. So summers starts coming from south side to north side. As the heat belt moves up, temperature in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat is about 40 degrees Celsius in May, whereas in Delhi and Rajasthan the temperature is more than 45 degrees Celsius. At that time, temperature starts rising. In the region of the north and northwestern India, strong winds that are hot, dry and dusty blow during the whole day, and these are called loo. People suffer heat strokes if they don't take care in the summer season. A low pressure zone is created due to high temperature. As we have just read, in summer season temperature is high, so air pressure will be low, and this results in the occurrence of low storms with some rain. With local storms with some rains, means as we say a little bit like local storms, a kind of like andhiya, tufan that comes in summer season with some rain. Local thunderstorms called Kal Baisakhi, meaning calamity of Baisakh, are common in Assam and West Bengal. Towards the end of summer, there are pre-monsoon showers in Kerala and Karnataka. So near the end of the summer, pre-monsoon starts in the states of Kerala and Karnataka, and these pre-monsoon showers are known as mango showers, as they help in the early ripening of mangoes. Next factor is, children, onset of monsoon, means advancing monsoon. The word monsoon comes from the Arabic word mosim, which means season. The monsoon word we have got from Arabic word mosim. The meaning of the word mosim is season. The advancing monsoon, which is also called as southwest monsoon season, runs from June to September, and due to the summer heat with increase of temperature, due to the summer heat when the temperature is high, increased temperature, the air pressure is low. Therefore, the winds blow from southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere. Why the winds blow like this? Because in northern hemisphere the temperature is quite high and air pressure is low, whereas in southern hemisphere the air pressure is a little high than northern hemisphere. That's why winds blow from southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere, because winds blow from high pressure to low pressure. The winds crosses the Indian Ocean in southeast direction. The winds cross the Indian Ocean in southeast direction, and these southeast trade winds are deflected in southwest direction as they cross the equator into a new hemisphere. This is caused by the Earth's rotation, and the principle is called the Farrell's law. See children, as this is the part of the India, so the southeast trade winds are deflected in southwest direction as they cross the equator. This is equator. The southeast wind are coming in this way, and then they go from in southwest direction. When they are deflected, the winds cross the Indian Ocean in southeast direction. These southeast trade winds are deflected in southwest direction as they cross the equator into a new hemisphere, and this occurs due to the Earth's rotation, and the principle is called Farrell's law. The southwest trade winds are warm and moist, and they pick up a huge amount of moisture from the Indian Ocean. They pick up a huge amount of moisture from the Indian Ocean and the adjoining water bodies, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. So here we have Arabian Sea, and this is Bay of Bengal. The southwest wind split into two branches due to the conical shape of the southern tip of India. As you can see in this diagram, children, this is the southernmost tip. I show you. So this is conical shape. This is the southernmost conical shape of India, and it is split into two branches. Here Arabian Sea, so here this is the Arabian Sea branch, and this is Bay of Bengal. The two branches meet in the north of India as the Arabian Sea branch hits the Western Ghats. As the Arabian Sea branch hits the Western Ghats, there is heavy rainfall in the coastal regions of Kerala, Karnataka and Maharashtra. So Arabian Sea are winds, and here they are doing heavy rainfall at these places. At these places heavy rainfall takes place in Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra. The wind pass over Gujarat and Rajasthan, and then the wind pass over Gujarat, Rajasthan, and then they reach the Himalaya without causing any rainfall. But when they hit the Himalaya here, they cause a heavy rainfall. Means in this, at this place, they cause heavy rainfall. The Bay of Bengal branch moves north. These winds strike against the Khasi, Garo. Here we have Bay of Bengal. So from here the winds moves north, and these winds strike against the Khasi, Garo and Jaintia hills and the eastern Himalaya range, causing a heavy rainfall in northeastern parts of India. Here in northeastern parts of India, heavy rainfall takes place because of the Bay of Bengal, the winds coming from the Bay of Bengal. This branch gets deflected towards the Ganga Valley, although the amount of rainfall keeps decreasing as the winds move west towards Delhi. And when these winds get deflected towards the Ganga Valley, means when their direction takes this place, then the rainfall decreases. And when the winds move west towards Delhi, Punjab, and this is which place? This is Maisan Ram in Meghalaya. It gets 10,000 It's get 10,000 mm of rain, which is highest in the world. Cherrapunji in the same region gets heavy rainfall as well. And it is very interesting that in the west region, like in Rajasthan, there it receives very less rainfall, only 30 mm. Only 30 mm. So, this is because the Aravalli Hills in Rajasthan runs parallel to the moisture bearing winds. Monsoon begins by the first week of June and spreads to the rest of the country by the middle of July. Monsoon winds can be irregular, causing flood and drought at the same time. Means at some places heavy rainfall takes place, at some places rainfall is very less. So wherever there is heavy rainfall, it may cause flood, and when the rainfall is less, sometimes rain doesn't come even, then at that time drought can take place in that areas. And India is an agricultural economy, therefore greatly dependent on the monsoon, as Indian people are largely dependent on agriculture. So here the monsoon greatly influenced the occupation of people. The economy of the India is greatly influenced by the monsoon. Next is, now we have retreating monsoon. Retreating monsoon period. This is the period of October and November when the monsoon seems to withdraw or retreat from the North India. Retreat means it is going back. As you can see, these are going back. This is the period of transition from hot and wet to cool and dry. Now season will again get cool and dry from hot and wet weather too. The low pressure in the north starts reversing. The low pressure of air in the north starts reversing, and this causes the monsoon winds to retreat, to go back. The winds blow from land to sea, means from north to south side. The winds blow from north side to south side. The monsoon begins to withdraw from northwestern plains or Punjab, UP and Rajasthan, and by the end of September. But by the end of October, it withdraws from all parts of India. It goes back from the all parts of India by the end of October. This gradual withdrawal of the monsoon is called retreating monsoon. So this is called as retreating monsoon, going back of monsoon. The retreating monsoon, as it passes over the Bay of Bengal, picks up moisture and hits the eastern Ghats in Tamil Nadu, and which brings a heavy rainfall to Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. During this time, there is a very low pressure over the Bay of Bengal, which may cause some cyclones causing destruction in that area like West Bengal, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. So this was all in your chapter of Indian climate, children. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.